Good afternoon on what is a mild, grey and cloudy day. It is Wednesday, the 17th of July, and I'm in the reading nook with a nice hot cup of tea and box to continue unboxing. And what I've got in here, the box, is this Dreams and Machines Gamemaster's Guide. Okay, something is waking on Evera Prime. Dreams and Machines is a brand new role-playing game where people come together to rebuild their world following a catastrophic war. The Dreams and Machines Gamemaster's Guide gives you the rules and tools to immerse yourself and your players into the history and setting of Evra Prime. Challenge your players with mutants and mechs alike while travelling the beautiful but dangerous landscape of this colony world. A unique blend of fantasy and science fiction reveal the history of Evera Prime as your players explore abandoned research facilities, ruined megacities, and beautiful but overgrown resorts, and reward them with fragments of knowledge to wake them from the spectre of the Builder. As humanity rebuilds and communities begin to thrive, the threat of the Dark City, the Thralls, and the Builder AI loom on the horizon. Wakers, tapped for centuries in a mechanical nightmare, spring to life and continue their murderous rampage with the fragments of programming they have left. Dreams and Machines collides in a far future where its people come together to rebuild their world. As the danger grows and the world is ever under threat once more, do you dare to dream? So, Dreams and Machines Gamemaster's Guide contains quite a lot actually. So 228 pages packed with full colour artwork bringing the world to life, a detailed guide to the history and secrets of Evera Prime, a map and guide to the region around New Musgrove, and information on the wider continent of Nadistria. Everything you need to lead your players in creating memorable stories in the world of Evera Prime, including a deep dive into the playable factions and peoples, providing much more insight into their stories, backgrounds, and ways of life. Detailed briefs on the Thralls, the Wakers, the Builder, and the Dark City, dangerous forces at work behind the scenes or actively opposing the Everans. Okay, guidance on running scenes and advice on core mechanics like skill tests, truth, threat, hazards, action scenes, the spirit economy, and creating and running NPCs. A host of challenging enemies, including malevolent nanograms, civilian, industrial, and military Wakers, vicious bioengineered creatures, and dangerous plant life, plus a host of sample NPCs from across various factions to populate your adventures. Rules to build your own Wakers and challenge the players. A complete starting adventure, Secrets in Los Rios, which can be played standalone or following on from the events of the campaign in the Dreams and Machines starter set. So, this, you see there, but credits page and contents page, and we do across this. We do have sort of like a sections from a journal, and that runs throughout sort of both this and the player's guide. And you've got more scenes, action scenes of the Waker coming to life, and then we get into the introduction, explaining what the setting is, giving some color setting, quite a lengthy color there. I'm going to flip a bit forward. Actually, quite a lengthy. It's so that starts on page 6, and it finishes on page 12. So you've got sort of like 7 pages there, setting the scene, and then we're into really giving a quick overview of the mechanics, the 2D20 system used by Modiphius Entertainment as its house mechanic. Before we delve into the deeper background of Evera Prime, its history and lore, which, as it says, it's so long ago, but it's gives it essentially the grounding for when the game master wants to run the game herself. So got notes on there on Old Earth and what essentially the capital primary city looked like in its heyday. And we're continuing with the background and so on, how the colony failed as a result ultimately of the Builder War. We're coming up to date with Survival Day, the point where those that survived the war began to rebuild. We've got a lengthy timeline, and then a description of the planet today. Notes on old world technology that might be found. An overview of the different cities and major locations. And a map of the continent of Nedricita. That geography continues, and there you can see a map of that city as it is now. And then we've got discussion of sort of like having a look at the technology of the past. Now we have a look at the technology of the now. And talking about the various types of technology to be found, what else might be found out there. Or we look at sort of like the factions to be found on the planet. So the Avirans, so they're the ones that survivors. The Apocalypse, they're the ones that are going to be the ones the player characters are going to come from. Or the primary ones. Archivists, so they're going to be the ones that are collecting data from the past. And in each case, you got discussion of who they are, what their philosophies are, and some of their secrets. So you got a section there behind the archivist mask, and then perceptions of the archivist, as well as some possible tales, a little bit of more color fiction. Let's go do the same again with the different other factions. You got the Spears, who need to hunt the technology. Dreamers, past. So this is primarily the setting book, rather than the core mechanics of the game. They'll be found in the player's book. The rivers are going to be like the traders and travelers. Conduits or thralls, I suppose, are going to be bringing information. And then we've got an enemy faction from the form of the Dark City. Then the builders and the wakers. The builder and the wakers, sorry. The wakers are going to be your builders, going to be the AI. The wakers are going to be the robots. These are all going to be left over from the Builder War many years ago. So that introduces all of the factions. Then we have the actual guidance for the Game Master. And basically a quick guide to what the role of the Game Master is. Game Mastering 101, the Game Master's responsibilities, and then we delve into sort of like specifics in terms of running scenes in the game. Framing the action. Handling the truths in the game. And truths essentially are hard and fast given facts. And there are elements that can be built into scenes, into NPCs, into player characters, and they can be changed. They can change. But we do have an overview of the rules for the benefit of the Game Master and how to adjudicate them, and the handling threat and momentum. So essentially, momentum is a pool of points which the player characters can dip into to gain benefits during play, like rolling extra dice, inflicting extra damage, and threat does the same thing. So the players need to roll well to generate momentum, and then they can use it to improve other rolls and so on. And then when they roll badly, they will earn the Gamemaster threat. So we've got a whole section on handling threat. And there's a whole economy back and forth between threat and momentum throughout Dreams of Machines and similarly other 2D20 system games. So yeah, sections on gaining threat, spending threat, and applying it to the environment, including things like environmental hazards, and we're on to running action scenes. And we've got another, essentially another aspect of the game, which is spirit. We've got another economy for that. Essentially, it's a mixture of primarily the character's stamina, determination, and belief in their own ability. So that you, as a player, you've got to keep track of that. It's a shorter section, but we also have a. This is followed by safety tools, useful for the game. Oddly, a bit far into the game, I think, and perhaps would have been further up front, I suppose. But anyway, this is our section on aiding player, improve advancement, so helping the player characters get better. Non-player characters, so NPCs. You can have a selection of NPCs from different factions, including minor and major NPCs and groups. Possible common actions between them all. This includes flora, fauna, and mutant creatures. And these all come illustrated. Including things like there's a nano geist, like a nano ghost, or you mean a nano wisp. So you literally have sort of ghosts in the past being created by nanites. So that's fun. Adding to that, there's a local nanogram. You have and you've got robots. Sadly, not as nicely illustrated, but there we go. Before we move on to people, like an Iveran trader there. They've got a whole host of them. Go on, Dark City Thralls. Band of Dark City Thralls, a Dark City Field Agent illustration. Sadly, not all these are illustrated. I think that's a little bit of a disappointment, but there we go. Dark City Founder Scientists. We've got lots of major NPCs. And then we have walkers, or sorry, wakers, I should say, not walkers, ranging from small to medium, and then large, sorry, functions they can perform, on including industrial, civil security, military combat, military support. It's all there, and then conditions they can suffer. So you've got tables of things that they can do. And the new Mossgrove and the surrounding environment. This is a starting location for the player characters. There's the map, image of Mossgrove. Various locations in and around town. More detailed map there, a little bit easier to read. Secrets in Los Rios is the scenario in the book. And there's a recording, but you can download that using a QR code. So there's some investigation to do. Files. We're going to go hunting for an NPC. Perhaps encounter a waker. Osrius itself. Begin to investigate. Town. Station. Page doesn't want to start easily. Delete. And there they will find a heap of broken things. Act 3, because essentially they're going to be exploring a fallen shopping complex. Kind of a classic location for a post-apocalyptic setting. Because who knows what manner of items and objects that you might be able to scavenge. And on to an end. Friends, conclusion. What happens after the combat? And return to New Mossgrove. So the adventures listed. We've got all the handouts. So on. There's actually quite a lot of handouts there. There's to work their way through. The benefit of the referee, you've got the quick reference guide. For the benefit of the Gamemaster, I should say. There's the index. And that brings the book to a close with the character sheet. Quite open and clean. And that is Dreams and Machines, Gamemaster's Guide, published by Modiphius Entertainment. If you enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a box containing a book or game or role-playing supplement, which I will unbox and talk about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea, then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing of the Nook. I will be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.